And we're back. Maurice Monroe here. We're dipping back into the universe where Pac told Isabella and Isabella told me. A desolate planet whose name I did not catch. Don't know if it's from the far-flung future or a different universe or alternate version of this universe. The possibilities are off the chart. Let me catch you up. Cell and Lil Bombshell escaped their village that was getting ransacked by raiders. They ran away, found some cult of some bee lady with some weird eyes and some honey fetish, slipped away. Find them wandering into a city. That's where we're starting. All I wanted to know when Isabella was telling me this story was, does that little girl get killed? Because I don't know if I could quite handle it if she did. She's just too damn cute. But you, I'm gonna leave on a cliffhanger. Here's another tale in that universe. Let's see how it goes. Call this one Punching Rainbows by Montsho Shelby. When the two woke, the sunrise illuminated the orange silhouette of civilization. Close to their person, a two-wagon caravan slowly drove towards the city through the barren rock. Cell woke to the sound of a Lil Bombshell talking to the driver, pushing forward in the front car. "And what's your name, little one?" said the older man, possibly in his 50s. "I'm Lil Bombshell," said the little girl with a confidence that was born of naivete. When Cell approached, he did so slowly and strumming his guitar as if it were his voice. "Is this your child?" said the old man. "Yes," Cell said without a second thought. "Do you have coffee? I love coffee and punching rainbows. I like elephants." And Lil Bombshell was interrupted by another man that stumbled out from the second wagon. He had a crossbow brandished, but not pointed. "Who are you?" said the man, pushing his way into the conversation aggressively, not reading the situation in the least. "I'm Lil Bombshell. Who are you?" The man lurched and stumbled, obviously drunk, or at the very least nursing a hangover that he couldn't shake from the night before. The older man contemplated not answering, but it seemed rather asinine to maintain a facade of gruffness to intimidate an adorable child. "I'm Gerald." "Hi, Gerald. I'm gonna call you Limpy," said Lil Bombshell. The drunken man hopped back on the second seat of the second wagon, watching the two strangers as hard as someone with obvious impairments could. "Friend, are you and your daughter settling here in Bracken? We came from Fort Lass, and it was sacked hard. In passing other merchants on the road, I've heard that many different nations have been beset by war. I only pray that it didn't reach Bracken." A woman in her late 30s or older 40s stepped from the back of the wagon and gave Lil Bombshell a ceramic cup with the unmistakable smell of coffee wafting out of it. "Thanks, pretty lady," said Lil Bombshell. She took the cup, did a little jig, and muttered incoherently a song which she just made up about coffee. "Such a precocious child," said the mocha-skinned woman with a tone of longing. The caravan master smiled, but his smile turned into a look of sadness for a brief moment, as if lost in a memory that ended in a bitter taste. Cell made a pantomime motion of opening a telescope and tapped Lil Bombshell's metallic arm. The little girl handed the wasteland musician her telescope. He looked ahead and saw the remnants of soldiers policing bodies in the distance as if they had a battle and they were cleansing the field of grim fruit. He handed the telescope back to the child as she guzzled a liquid best sipped. "Coffee, coffee, coffee," said Lil Bombshell. Cell was starting to see the error of his ways by letting her have that drink now. "Looks like war didn't pass over this place either," Cell said to the caravan master. "Say, traveler, where are you going? I didn't plan on staying here. If it pleases you, perhaps you and your child could travel with us in these strange times." Cell nodded noncommittally. He had absolutely no idea what his next move may be. Ideally, he wanted to be wherever war wasn't, lest he get entangled in it somehow. "Ooh, look, it's the bee people," said Lil Bombshell to Cell. At this point in time, he managed to tune the little girl out because she droned on and on with strings of nonsensical words. He only tried to watch what she did because that was potentially dangerous. When the little girl seemed as if she were going to run off, is when Cell actually took notice. When he looked over at another cart and wagon entering the city, he saw the fanatics of the mother riding forward like merchants, with jars of honey packaged to sell. His instinct was to hide, but Lil Bombshell bolted straight for them. For whatever reason, that seemed perfectly reasonable to her. He took an abrasive step forward and grabbed her. As far as he could tell, they didn't seem like any of the ones he had personally seen. But that didn't mean he was going to bet his life on it. Before he could slip back and get out of sight, he saw the eyes of their wagons on top of them bearing down. But they didn't react. They put their eyes back to their business and didn't approach them. They wanted us to eat their honey so their mother could take over the world, but I was like, no. So I only ate a little, Lil Bombshell rambled. The merchant looked to Cell to see how much, if any, of the random word salad that poured out of the child's mouth had any truth to it. Some of what she said is true, and I hope to not interact with them, if I can help it, said Cell. It's a big city, that should not be a problem. I am Bilal, and this is my wife, Fairlaba. Please excuse me for not introducing myself earlier. I'm Cell, said the musician. The pretty lady, Lil Bombshell interjected. The exuberance of youth, not diminished even in the face of this misery. I had children once, he said, trailing off, like he didn't wish to speak on it. Cell obliged him by not pushing the issue. The caravan rolled up to the city, close enough to see firsthand the bodies being removed. Mingled with fresh corpses were corpses long dead, which was a confusing mixture. Soldiers with the standard of the sun and the crest on their armor drilled as if preparing for new and imminent danger. When they got to the gates of the walled city, the doors were thrown open and no one was there to even ask them any questions. It was a testament to how dire their situation was.